All the Smoke Podcast.
Sliding smooth with the Tommy. Bang, bang.
Yo. Welcome to the All the Smoke Podcast. I'm your host, Tommy Guns. I will be delivering these results by myself today. Shout out to my judges, Slide, Smooth. I appreciate y'all doing everything that y'all do. You know, Slide had a great battle. But shout out to y'all. Shout out to my judges that's going to be coming on. We will be recruiting more judges, more battlers. We need more and more people to fill all of these positions. I mean, even cameraman. Holler at me if you're trying to be a cameraman. But I will say on the judge side of things, you do need to qualify. We're looking for 15, 20-year stride vets. You know what I mean? And we got a couple of them under our belt. With that being said, we are looking to actually, Sly's not going to be able to do everything because he is a battler. It's very compromising, especially going into this tournament. Tournament starts in October. We're going to have an official date coming for you soon. But yeah, that's what we got going on. So without any further ado, we getting into those battles August 15th, man. And they were some goodies, man. Shout out to all the battlers on this last one. Like, all of these was pretty close, man. So let me get into it real quick. Hold on. A lot of stars on these cards. A lot of stars. A lot of people had good rounds. A lot of people were doing better on point. And that's what we're looking for. When you do better on point, all we can do is look at the follower, the feature. So here we go. Sir Boogie, Rando versus Italy. This is a great battle. Rando, Sir Boogie, he surprised me. Definitely surprised me on how he came out, But before I get into the details of everything, I got this Italy 2-1. He took round 1 and 3. Now, Italy, you had a perfect first round. Now, with that being said, there was some questionable things that happened. Like one, it looked like you sprawled in the first round. Because Rando hit a good move on you, and but you had your foot lifted up, so I couldn't count that against you. And Sir Boogie, he had a double when he was following Italy, in the first round. This is something that I haven't even seen before. I believe he was doing it to keep up, and he just had to keep his weight in a certain position, so that's why he doubled. But it was just an edge. One double cost you that round. You had a perfect at the top of the round, Rando. You were perfect on point. So shout out to you for that. Second round was pretty even. There was just a sprawl on both of y'all, and y'all both had a perfect round at the bottom, per my judgment. So that was even. So even without judging that, Italy, you had another perfect round. Your third round was a clean, perfect round as well. And Sir Boogie, you had a sprawl and a foul. He did a good turn on you, and it's like you turned right into his foot, which basically made you sprawl travel. It made you miss a stride. So that's why I gave him the third round, even excluding the second round, being that it was even. Again, these are one of those rounds where it's just, I'm talking about the second round. It's one of those rounds where it's like, well, who performed better? And we're going to get into that too, because there was a battle where a performance had to be kind of how things were judged. So yeah, this is a good first battle. Sir Boogie, Italy won 2-1. Next battle, Perry versus Dion. This is a good battle. I'm glad I got this matchup. And, Side note, people were saying that these were some of the best battles that they had seen. So it's not like I haven't heard that before. So I feel like everything's ramping up. It's like when every time they say it's a good battle, that means we're going in the right direction. So I appreciate the feedback. Now, I gave this one to Perry. Perry 2-1. He took the first and the second. Dion, I gave you the third. Looks like you had a perfect round in the third round. So that's a good shot to you. I believe where Perry was winning was he had a little bit more energy. He had a little bit more emotion behind his moves. And in that first round, it was, man, he had some nice moves that was coming off on you. It's like he had you misdirected, Dion. So that was crazy. And second round, I got a lot of misstrides on you again, Dion. Y'all both had stars. Now, Perry, Dion, you had stars every time you were on point. The downfall of it was he was basically outscoring you when it comes to his side. So when he was on point, he might have had first round, he had 2 doubles, you had 3 sprawls. And that's just me looking off top. Second round, when he was on point, he had 1 sprawl and he had you sprawling. And y'all both had a clean top of the round. So every time you were on point, Dion, Perry was clean, except for the third round. So there's something in your repertoire that you got to bring out so that you keep the star and they don't. So you got to keep that in mind. This was kind of a clean win by Perry. Third round, you made some adjustments. So I would pay more attention to your third round, and I would get a little bit more motion in your moves. Perry, there was a move that you did, and you traveled in the midst of the moves. You landed on the right foot coming out of everything that you did, but you traveled, meaning you didn't land a stride out of everything that you did. Your moves are coming along, but make sure you work on cleaning them up, because that's what resulted in you having a sprawl, I believe, in the second round, or a travel. So yeah, Perry versus Dion, 2-1 Perry. Vader Vino. Vader Vino. First round. 2-1 Vino. 2-1 Vino. Vino, you took the second and the third. This is a good battle. Vader, you did a great job, especially for your first battle. You, from what I see, it's like you got very wiggly trucks. That is a stride trait. So his stride kind of comes off to the side. He's not like straight up in line. So it kind of looks like you sprawl a lot when you just with your style. Nothing wrong with that. But I know judges are going to have a magnifying glass when they're looking at your feet, your footwork. First round, Vino had a double when he was on point. He hit a strong little move. It was like kind of initially, but at the same time, Vader had a star. And on the other side of that, when Vader was on point, he fouled Vino. Gave him a little brush, and it was a little bit more than a just small contact. So I gave him a foul for that, and Vino had a star. So this was more or less like an even round. All right. So at the same time, this is Vader had 2 KDs, and he did it to himself both times. Touched the ground in the second. I think it's just coming from his natural style and not SBA. He does this. It's like he likes to touch the ground. But again, with these regulations, these things it's very important that you have the structure and you follow the structure, because street ball, you can get away with a lot more in street ball. There's actually calls in street ball that aren't even in actual games, basketball games. So, but there is a clear separation is my point. So make sure you, in your mind, in the game, SBA, you have everything, locked in mentally. Again, you're naturally a great strider. You didn't miss many strides in this battle. It was really just a KD in the second, and in the third, Vader, you were doing a little bit more. Looks like a foul and a double. Vino had a couple of sprawls. Now the fouls. This is what I wanted to get into. These fouls, and this is I'm going to kind of give you a broad of what I'm talking about, but like going out of bounds is a foul. Okay. Now on another note, using the camera people is a foul. You do not use the camera people. You can go on the other side of them, and I understand that. But if I see you literally like coming at the cameraman and then you juke left or juke right, you're literally using the cameraman. So that's frowned upon. That is going to be a foul if it looks like you're using the cameraman. If you're pivoting and spinning around the cameraman to try to score points on your opponent, it's going to be a foul. Now fouls, and I'm going to get into the other side of fouls too, because I'm just going to get into the other side of that as well. Probably on this next battle. 2-1 Vino. This is a great battle, Vino. Vader, I want to see you in there again. Vino, keep doing what you do. He got one coming up that I think is going to put him to the test, though. I can't wait for that one. Anyway, Cato, Vegas. Cato, Vegas. 2-1 Vegas. He took the first and the third. This is one of those battles where it really came down to performance for some of these rounds. So, Vegas got the first and the third round. I'll start with the first round. The first round was actually perfect on both of you guys. Nobody sprawled. Nobody did anything. I gave it to Vegas because of his performance. Now, when I say performance, I want y'all to watch this battle back. On point, everybody's comfortable on point. But when you're the feature, the follower, that's when I can see how timid your steps are, how confident you are. And on the confidence side, on the performance side, Vegas took the cake. He looks more confident than Cato does on feature when he's following. So on an even score on both sides, I'm still looking at performance. And it's just like, yeah, he looks more comfortable. So I gave the first round to Vegas. Second round I gave to Cato. Cato had another perfect round. Cato is very clean. He has perfect rounds. His steps are just kind of timid when he takes them. And that's just on the performance side. That's not on the score sheet. But when it's an even score and I'm looking for who looks the weakest. Vegas actually had a sprawl and a foul. So I believe this had to do with the stop and go game. Fouls are cool, but I do want to be a little bit more efficient with how I say this, because I may have misled people when it comes to how many different ways you can sprawl, how many different ways can you make them double, how many different ways can you make them foul you. Foul's a little bit different because fouls are not something that really, they're elementary. They're not stretching you and making you a better strider. And if you look at a lot of sports, people don't use fouls as their core strength. If you look at basketball, the best example I can give you, people don't start fouling aggressively or inducing fouls or making fouls a thing until the game is close and towards the end. It's not something that drags out throughout the whole game. So with that being said, fouls are more of a half a point. They're not going to get as much as a sprawl does. If somebody made somebody foul somebody and that other person made you sprawl, I'm going for the person that made you sprawl as opposed to the person that made you foul, because he was doing something. He had to do something that made you technical, it wasn't a stop and go game. It wasn't sitting there and hoping that he trips you up. Now there are good ways of doing this and then there are bad ways of doing it. The automatic stop and go, there's nothing special about it. I could go into depth with this, but I don't want to lose anybody. But just know that the foul technique is more elementary to me, more elementary to the judges, I believe too. So moving forward, I gave Cato that second round. He had a perfect second round. Third round, I gave that to Vegas. Vegas had a perfect third round, and Cato looks like you had a sprawl. A lot of these timid steps. There was timid steps that Cato took in his second round, but I couldn't count it against him because it didn't come down to a performance. Vegas actually had things marked down that were against him. Period. So easy, Cato, you took that easy. Vegas, clean third round. Cato, you had one sprawl that cost you the third round. 2-1 Vegas. This was a great battle. This is a very close battle. This is a very close battle. I want to call this battle of the night because it was good. It was very good. Next, JoJo versus Slide. JoJo versus Slide. This is a crazy battle. This is a crazy battle. This is a very good battle. And the judgment is 2-1 Slide. He took the second and the third. I gave JoJo the first. JoJo was hitting cuts. JoJo basically, it's like he has a strong move that he does. He has one move that he's very confident in, and it's that speed, that turnaround, that quick stop turnaround. He calls Slide to sprawl, and I see a foul on his side. Looks like there was a sprawl when JoJo was on point at a certain point. 2 tallies on Slide, 1 tally on JoJo. That gives JoJo the first round. Second round, this was a decent round too. On both sides, when Slide was on point, Slide doubled twice, and he made JoJo sprawl twice. I believe one of them was on that slow down. See, like Slide slowed down. He didn't hit him with a break stop when he made him sprawl. It was like he was slowing his stride down, and then he started striding in place. And that's a good technique because he never broke his stride. He didn't hit the brakes on him and things like that. Stop and go is not what I have a problem with. It's just that just stopping and hoping for a foul. Now, when JoJo was on point, JoJo was kind of having a little bit more slip ups, missing a couple of his strides. So I counted 2 of those against him and a double. I didn't count anything against Slide. Slide had a close call on that turnaround, but I did not consider that a break. And that's what gave him the second round. They were very close. Very close. This is a very close battle, more than anybody actually thinks. And then the third round was just where Slide took the cake. He had he pretty much had a perfect round, and the thing is, I believe he had the pressure on JoJo the entire time, which resulted in things being executed at the right time. That's why you usually don't see in boxing, people don't get knocked out till later in the bout when defenses are weakened, when fatigue sets in. So I believe that's what gave him. He just took that round easy. I mean, JoJo sprawls, fouls, just all of it. But JoJo is strong. JoJo was able to keep up the whole entire time until that third round came in. So that was a great battle. That was a great battle. I think this battle, I think Slide's performance personally was a good wake up call for people to one, use the floor, maximize the floor, and to keep pressure on your opponent. The pressure is not working, but it's wearing them down over time. By the third round, because personally, JoJo was one of those ones where it's like he's going to outrun a lot of guys, and that third round is going to be his. That happened to be the opposite in this situation. Great battles. Great battles. Let us know how you feel. Let us know how you feel. Leave comments. Let us know what you saw. Like I said, if you want to talk about these battles, if you want us to put a magnifying glass to these battles, if you want clarity on certain rules, regulations, and all of the above, reach out. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. This is YouTube, but we everywhere. You know what I'm saying? TikTok, we everywhere. So make sure you holler at me if you got any questions. We love the feedback. I love to answer questions. I like good questions because I like to have answers. So we're going to work together. We working with the community. We love y'all. September 12th is the next date. We got 3 of them things already. I'll give you a couple names. We got DJ versus Theo. These are more locals, so you might not know them. I can't wait to post it. Show y'all some footage because these are 2 OG workers. You know what I'm saying? They more on that OG status, getting in that level of things. We got a couple OGs. Just gotta let the ink dry on that. So I ain't gonna list them yet. But Vino Vegas, that's gonna be crazy. I ain't gonna talk about my anticipation for that, my prediction for that. I would love to right now, but I'm not gonna do it. Fuck it, I do it. I think Vino got a lot of work. I think he gonna feel the pressure. I think Vegas has a little bit more up his sleeve. I think athleticism is on his side. They both have solid structures, so that cancels each other out. So there's no, when I look at Vino, Vino's just gonna have to surprise me. He's been surprising me this whole time, to be honest with you. But he's gonna have to really dip in that bag, and I think he knows that when he has to do it. I think he's one of those. He's smart. As Mark Robb said, Vino ain't no dummy. So September 12th. I got one more. Some rookies. We got some rookies on the bout, man. Ian and Greg, man. Shout to them. Shout to rookies. Freshmen getting in the ring, man. They getting in the ring. This is your last window. This is the last window for people to actually get in. I just did a count. I'm up to like 20 battlers right now. And we need you to 16 is what we doing. That's what the bracket's going to be. So I'm going to be reaching out, but get with me. Let me know, that way I can already cross you off the list. Because the window will close. But what I'm saying this for right now is September 12th is going to be the last train to get into the tournament. So holla at me, message me. I'm here. Let's do this. This tournament is going to be crazy. This belt. We got another one. And next year we probably have another one. But I ain't going to get into that yet. We're going to get into that when it comes. SBA, we're not stopping. We appreciate y'all. This is the roll up. This is all the smoke.